The Danish philosopher Søren Kierkegaard once quite famously described the paradox of life. Life can only be lived forward, and it can only be understood backward. This is our everyday experience. So often we don't really quite know what's happening in our life and why it is happening. And when we look back later, we see some meaning in it. We see how it changed us, how it was a turning point. We kind of see the bigger picture. Indeed, one recurrence in near-death experiences is that people who were clinically dead for sometimes a few minutes, sometimes up to half an hour, when they are then coming back to life, they recall that they looked back at their life almost like a diorama, like a big picture or like a film clip, and they started to understand the experiences that didn't make much sense to them during their life. When we go into past life regression, it's very interesting that looking back, we can often see what a lifetime is all about. The recurring themes or the lessons we were to learn. I find that this is something we can use in everyday life as well. And I would really like to invite you to see a problem that you had in your life, or possibly a problem you're going through right now, from a more spiritual perspective. It is a little exercise I would like to take you through. So just take a moment to either realize where you stand at present, and if there is something that you do not understand. Maybe you just haven't got a clue how you got into the mess you're in at the moment. Maybe it is a particular aspect of your life that you can't figure out why this is happening again and again. Or maybe it is an experience you had years ago that still puzzles you. Just decide what you want to learn more about, and let's then utilize Reiki to go a little bit deeper. When you're ready, just take a moment to bring your hands together and connect to Reiki. And now you can stay in this position or just bring your hands back down. Think of this situation you want to know more about. And now just ask Reiki to help you to see it from a higher perspective, to understand why this is happening. It may feel like taking a bird's view, like going higher up and from a higher perspective looking down at the situation you're in. Let Reiki help you to see it from a perspective of how you develop from there, looking back at it. Just take some time to become clearer and clearer. And when you're ready, once again, bring your hands together and thank Reiki. I find that quite extraordinary, the insight we can get through such a simple exercise. I hope it helps to understand and accept that there is a deeper meaning to what's happening. We may just learn from a situation, we may need to experience it once in order to make sure to avoid it in the future. It may be a much deeper lesson that's in there that we need to learn that we haven't seen before. And what I find really interesting is that, of course, there are other actors in that as well, other people often involved. So we may see it from their perspective as well. We may see that we have actually misunderstood something, or that when we take their viewpoint, everything looks very, very different because they have a different background and they see it with different eyes. I find the more we follow this exercise, we realize that there is a meaning in everything, that life is not random, but that by looking from a higher perspective, we understand more and we can indeed change things happening in the future again. Ultimately, we are spiritual beings in a body. So we are experiencing life in a body, and that restricts us. But of course, it also enables us to have experiences in different ways, sometimes of the same situation as different actors in different bodies over many lifetimes. And when we then start understanding that the other people involved are exactly that as well, they are also spirits in a body, no matter how they differ from us, by gender, skin color, tradition, age, I tend to find we are a bit more understanding, a bit more open, and we are able to react calmer, bring more peace and understanding into the situations we are facing.